Optical illusions can be like a personality test to reveal the truth about you. Why? Because optical illusions are tricky. You might see one thing in the image, yet someone else will try to convince you that it's another. This test is pretty simple. As soon as you see the image, make note of what popped out at you first. Depending on what you saw immediately, you will get a description of some attribute to your personality. Are you ready? Check this out. Number 1. If you see a duck, then you are probably right-brain person. It means that you are more of an artistic and creative type. You have a well-developed intuition and a rich imagination. You can easily visualize your feelings and you probably spend a good amount of time daydreaming. As for the opposite, left-brain people immediately see a rabbit. If this is you, then you have outstanding analytical abilities and you are great at writing, reading, and computation. People appreciate your logic, mathematical skills and linear thinking. Number 2. Do you immediately see a young woman in a fancy hat and fur coat looking away from the viewer? Then you have a joyful and optimistic personality. You can be a little too impulsive though, living your best life in the moment and all. And if you noticed an old woman with a scarf on her head, then you're a critical person. You have a lot of life experience and try to look at the world from different perspectives. You're also quite empathetic and able to really put yourself in other people's shoes. Number 3. Now, most people notice a dog's tail and hind leg in this picture. If you're one of them, you always try to look for original decisions to your problems. You use not only your logical thinking, but also a creative approach. If you paid attention to a dog's snout in the negative space of the image, you prefer consistent analysis of reality. You use more of an analytical approach when it comes to problem solving. Number 4. If you immediately saw a beautiful young woman, then the right hemisphere of your brain is developed better than the left one. Again, this means that you're a creative and artistic person. You're great at expressing yourself and have a highly developed emotional intelligence, and you can't complain about a lack of imagination. If you saw a man playing the saxophone, you are a left-brain person. Logic is your strong suit. You would be good at analytical thinking and numbers. Besides that, you can be really skilled in languages. Number 5. Did you saw the big crocodile? Then you're probably a pretty practical, cautious, and careful. You prefer to avoid any risk-taking. From time to time, you concentrate more on the negative aspects of life instead of its bright sides. As soon as you learn to relax and enjoy life more, you'll feel a lot better. Now if you noticed a boat with 2 people in it sailing along a river, you are an observant person. You have a great eye for detail. You notice everything that's happening around you. Also, your personality has a creative side. Plus you can find a way out of any ambiguous situation. Number 6. If the first thing you see is a tree, it means you tend to pay a bit too much attention to details. You are really great at reading other people's moods. This makes you a tactful and sympathetic person. And if you first notice a couple facing each other, it means you are logical, rational, and calm. This helps you reason with people, even if they feel agitated or nervous. Number 7. If you see a candlestick, it means that you are great at seeing the big picture and don't get lost in all the details. Your critical thinking skills are also pretty sharp. Some psychologists say that those who see a candlestick first are introverts. This type prefer to spend their time at home. If you notice the faces first, then you are very detail-oriented. If a problem arises, you face it head-on. You're probably more extroverted, which is why it is extremely important for you to surround yourself with people who can support you and stimulate your need for social interaction. Number 8. If the first thing you saw in this picture was a dark-haired woman sitting on the ground, then you have sharp observational skills and an eye for detail. Also, you are a reserved and introverted person. When you are surrounded by too many people, you get tired real fast. People see you as the quiet and shy type. You do make it kind of hard for other people to get to know you, but you genuinely enjoy your solitude and don't feel lonely or rejected whatsoever. And if you saw a face with a really wide jaw area, then you tend to neglect details and go for the big picture. And of course, you are more likely on the extroverted side. Socializing, chatting, and hanging out with your friends and acquaintances gives you energy instead of draining it. You have an easygoing and open personality. People often describe you as approachable and friendly. Number 9. For those who see two crocodiles touching noses, this means that you always try to be in control of every situation in your life. You'd rather be in charge than obey orders. At the same time, when you take a leadership role, you're not super authoritarian. You're an attentive chief to your subordinates. If you first notice a bird, you're more comfortable taking orders from other people. This doesn't mean you lack a personal opinion or leadership skills. You're just a little better at executing tasks given to you. People perceive you as a pleasant, friendly, and sociable person that they can always count on. Number 10. Did you see a car in this picture? If so, you value your freedom. You prefer to move at your own speed, and if things go according to your own plan. Your ability to notice finite details fascinates many. You're known as a person who perhaps overanalyzes things, which sometimes cloud your judgment, and keeps you from making fast decisions in case of an emergency. If your first thought was that you were looking at a man holding binoculars, you usually don't pay too much attention to details. You prefer to concentrate on the bigger picture. You don't typically collect and analyze information thoroughly, preferring to absorb it with a few quick glances instead. There's also a third option with this illusion. If you notice the letter A first, you're a rare type, that is, you spot things that most people miss. This gives you a unique perspective and a real outside-the-box type of thinking. Did you find anything unexpected about your personality? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fun videos.